but Glenn does one heck of a job.
We hope that with our last game next week, maybe we can bring in another parent or two to let you get to meet some of those people. They are a real bunch of fans this year, and they've really been enjoying following this team. Ramsey wide for the first shot. Jeff Thompson on the follow-up stretches the Eagles' lead to 14, 45 to 31. Be interesting to see how North Penn comes out and plays the second half, Frank, because they really did well.
You couldn't play a better first half. I thought they did really well.
And I think that stresses one of the strengths of Norristown. They played well and they were down by
right, Jim.
12 points.
See, Norristown has to be slightly off for North Penn to beat them. If Norristown is on, North Penn is not going to beat them, no matter how well they play.
Flowers on the move down court. Runs a pick by Thompson. The long jumper strong off the board. Ramsey strong with a rebound. Good. And there's Priest Ramsey up high on the board. And Ramsey is now the Eagles' leading scorer with 11 points. Coming on to have a strong game.
You know, Jim, of course, Ramsey is probably a better football player. And he isn't the only football player on that Norristown squad. Evans played football. Jeff Thomas played football. Jones played football. Thompson played football. So these are all-around athletes out there.
And in fact, we're talking about not just players who played, but Evans made All-League and Priest Ramsey made All-League on both offense and defense. There's Binky Johnson with a long jumper from the outside. He now has 13 points, and Norristown has put 2 people in double figures. Higher coming up court over to Lee. Well, we almost took that one, Frank.
Yeah.
Binky Johnson almost ended up
Jim,
in our
I've been
laps.
afraid of getting a soda in my lap all year, and that was about as close as we've come.
There goes Lee. Ramsey up to meet him, hit him. And Lee will be shooting 2.
That's another one of those good fouls, Jim, as long as you keep the man from making the basket.
The North Penn coaches were asking for goaltending, and you know, if we had replay capabilities, which we don't, I'm not sure that that wasn't goaltending.
Right, my understanding is you're not allowed to go up there and slap that backboard.
Lee with the first one makes good, and it's the Eagles 50, North Penn 32, an 18-point lead. Frank, this has been a sneaky 18-point lead.
I
look
know,
up at the scoreboard.
I can't imagine it. If there was no scoreboard here, I'd swear the game was tied.
That's exactly, I keep thinking that. And there we go, Ramsey again on a nice move. You know, this may be Ramsey's strongest game of the year so far tonight.
I was thinking that myself, Jim. Ramsey is playing one heck of a ball game.
There goes Hires, just threw the ball away. Thompson with a jumper around, no good. Johnson on the rebound, spin move, no good. Comes out to Thompson on the left hand, layup, good. And Norristown has absolutely come alive here.
You know, you just can't say enough about the consistency of Thompson. I don't ever remember him having a bad game. And he's surprised. You just don't know he's out there, but he's always out there and giving you one heck of a game. Thompson now has 10, and Norristown has 3 starters in double figures. Lee outside, Johnson playing him. Looks for Hire, ball is blocked, controlled by Cobb. Cobb looks for a jumper, finds Lee. Lee underneath, nice move. Shot no good. Lee back. There goes the jumper again. No good again. Ball taken from Thompson. Ball blocked. There goes Lee with a long jumper up, around, and it's good with a 3-pointer. 54-36, 18-point lead for Norristown. Brian Lee with 13 for North Penn. And there's Ramsey again. He is having one heck of a game tonight. Ramsey's up to 15. I wonder what his high point is of the year. This may well be it. He's certainly approaching his highest game. Almost a steal by Evans. There's Shaw with a jumper, and that man can flat out shoot. He showed this in the first half. 56-39. There goes Ramsey again, underneath. And Ramsey wants that ball. He gets his hands on it, takes it to the hoop. He is not timid at all. He seems to know it's his night, and he's taking advantage of it. Higher on the dribble. There's Flowers with a steal. On the move, layup, good. And there's those fast hands of the Norristown guard. Both Flowers, and North Penn might be getting a little tired right now. Evans kicked that one.
on the inbound. Here comes number 43, Roger Spencer, back
What
into
I've
the ball
noticed,
game.
Jim, is when the North players get a pass now, the first thing they do is look over their shoulder for somebody attacking them, and it's starting to affect their game.
Lee on the dribble. Flowers and Johnson going to put the trap on. Finds Higher open on the left-hand side. Underneath the Cobb with a drive around. Nice move. Got Ramsey up in the air. Then put in the layup. 60-41. Norristown Eagles by 19. Shaw hit Johnson. Pass. Ball going out of bounds. Will be Flowers inbound underneath. Back outside to Thompson. Thompson finds Johnson. Shaw playing him deep. Johnson shoots the three-pointer up around the rim, no good. But there was Ramsey high off the board, and this time Spencer made a nice play and blocked his shot. But a good rebound by Priest Ramsey. Shaw on the drive. Ball blocked. There's a foul on the rebound. It's on Shaw. Thompson controlling the boards.
And North Penn is still playing that triangle zone with the two men playing guards man-to-man. It's an unusual defense, but it's effective because Norristown's getting most of their points on the transition game.
Johnson on the dribble, finds Evans on the left-hand side. Looks for Ramsey. Ramsey on the short jumper, up and good. And Ramsey has absolutely exploded this half. He's got 19 points now. I think he's got 10 points this half, or this period, and there's still 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. There's Higher on the move. Higher looks for Cobb. Cobb with a fake, shoots the jumper, no good. Evans on the rebound, over to Johnson. Johnson looks up court to Flowers. Flowers on a reverse move
a shot
and makes
Flowers.
it.
I'll tell
Nice
you,
pass
Jim,
by Johnson.
Flowers is going to be a real steal for some school.
There goes Lee on the move. Lee with a jumper, and this time Howard Flowers hits him. Yeah, we've said that often, Frank. And as I said earlier, you know, when they come out with these all-league selections, you and I both feel at least 4 Norristown players could make it. But reality says 4 Norristown players are not going to make the all-league selection. Someone is going to be the odd man out, and I'm very much afraid it's going to be Howard Flowers.
I know, Jim. And if there was such a thing as an unsung hero award, Flowers should get it.
The league were smart. What they would do would be an honor to guards Johnson and Grasty and Lee and Flowers, and pick all 4 of them and go with a 6-man team. Priest Ramsey takes a break. Norristown begins substituting. Kurt Lever makes his first appearance of the night, and there's Richard Mayers. We notice Lever is still with the two-tone shoes, 1 blue and 1 white.
Well, you know, there's a story that goes along with that, Jim. When we get time later on, maybe I'll tell it to you.
I think you can go ahead. Glenn is smiling next door to us because I'm not sure he wants us to tell this story, but we're going to give it. This is a real hot scoop of the night. Johnson, nice move with a dribble to the right, stops, shoots the 5-foot jumper, and the Eagles stretch their lead to 23 points, 66-43, with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left. And the Eagles are on their way to another really high-scoring night. Remember, they're averaging 82 points a game, and they look like they have a chance of going over that average tonight. Lee on the move, Johnson playing him, tries to get in, and there's a foul. Let's see who it's on. It looks like it's on Dana Binky Johnson.
A big advantage that Norristown has, Jim, is they can have someone foul out and they're still not in trouble. They can have a big man foul out, they're not in trouble.
There goes the ball out to Higher. Higher with a long shot. There's a 3. And North Penn can shoot from the outside. Norristown quick on the break to Binky Johnson. They do not waste any time. North Penn back easily. Johnson looks for Thompson, finds him with a spin-around jump. And Frank, I think this is the best big night the Eagles' big men have had underneath with those spins. Now, we haven't seen all of their games, but of the games we've seen, I feel this is their strongest effort.
Oh, it is, Jim. And it's just, the teamwork is incredible.
There goes Mayers with a great bounce pass through to Flowers. Howard Flowers with 11 points, and that's 4 of the Norristown starters in double figures. Mike Evans has 9 points. There's the battle. They had the trap. Ball over to Higher. Higher in the corner of Spencer with a jumper. It's up, it's good. Eagles 70, Knights 48. And there are some tired Knights players now out there. You can see them beginning to show it. Johnson, yes, with a three-pointer.
If you'll notice, the North Penn players are not jumping quite as high as they were at the beginning of the game. And Norristown is really starting to show with their rebound strength.
Eagles by 25, 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the third period. There goes the jumper strong off the board. Higher with a rebound, no good. Mayers bothered him, looks for the outlet. There's Lee to steal it. Lee launching a three-pointer, around the rim and out. And Flowers up to get the rebound. Lead pass to Johnson. That was an interesting play. Spencer hit that ball on the way up. Almost tipped it in the basket around, controlled by North Penn. And Lee on the outside with 47 seconds left. Ball blocked by Thompson. Looks for Thompson. Thompson saves it. Jumper outside, no good off the rim. Lever on the boards, no good. Spencer with a rebound. Higher on the break. But Norristown has two people back. And Higher very wisely moves outside.
Oh.
Shaw on the dribble.
There was a walking call there.
Should have been a walk call.
Yes, I can't believe that wasn't called walking. You know, what's interesting about Shaw is his last two shots, he's gotten the ball, and before he's taken a shot, he's looked down at his feet to make sure he was outside the three-point line before he shot. He seems to know that if they're going to win, they're going to need some three-pointers. And it's interesting. He gets the ball and he looks at his feet first. He wants to be outside that three-point circle.
Norristown running their fresh troops in now. And they have four members, I hate to say the second team, four non-starters in the game now. Jeff Thomas, Kurt Lever, Louis Simmons, and Richard Mayers. Mike Evans returning. And Norristown still feels a very strong team. Lee on the drive, ball tipped. Simmons on the fast break. Simmons on the move, over to Mayers. Mayers in strong with a good spin move. Lays it in. Eagles 75-48 with 12 seconds left. Still applying pressure, and that pressure really takes a toll on a visiting team.
I'll tell you, Jim, it's got to be depressing for an opposing coach when guys like Mayers come in off the bench.
Shot off after the buzzer, no good. Norristown explodes for 32 points in the third period. Stretches their lead to 75-48, and what had really been a fairly tight and well-contested ball game has turned into another, Norristown rout as they're beginning to pull away. And again, I think we're seeing the advantage of having this bench and a Norristown team that is in really very fine shape.
Oh yeah, Jim, the depth is paying off again. You look out there and you see the North Penn players huffing and puffing and striving to stay with them, and they're doing a fairly good job, but they're just starting to tire. They aren't jumping nearly as high as they jumped that first quarter. They're having a little more trouble bringing the ball up because they've lost some of that quickness, and Norristown just has such an advantage when they have 7 or 8 ball players who are like the starting team. As you say, you hate to call one group the second team. It's almost like we have an 8-man or 9-man starting team.
North Penn to begin play as we begin the fourth quarter. Norristown with only Evans from their starters and the other 4 players I mentioned earlier. Lee on a spin move, driving for the basket, comes back outside. Simmons playing him all over the court. And Louis Simmons takes great pride in his defense. Brian Lee is not going to get anything easy off of Simmons. Simmons is playing him up high. He's going to make him do everything he can to earn his points. There goes a long three-pointer by Lee, and it's good. No sooner do I say that, and he launches a three-point bomb. 18 points for Brian Lee. He shows that he can shoot. Simmons coming down court with a right-hand dribble. On the drive, spin, and we have a call. It's a charging foul on Louis Simmons. He must have used his elbow on the move.
Jim, when he was coming in, he took his arm and swept it around Brian Lee to push him away. It was an obvious charge.
Norristown still using pressure. Ball in the hands of Lee. Will be moving on Simmons. Lever there looks for the trap, but falls back to pick up his man. Ball in the hands of Higher. Higher up above the circle. On the drive move, Thomas forces him back outside. Lee with the ball. Lee being picked up by Lever, finds Cobb. Cobb fakes a jump on the drive, on the move. Ball is up, makes good. Nice shot Joe Heyer, the coach's son, 75-53, Norristown by 22 with 6 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the fourth period. Thomas handling over to Simmons. Simmons finds a three-pointer long range. There it is. Eagles can shoot, and they are shooting well
it's like
tonight.
Simmons has taken this duel with Brian Lee seriously. Every time Lee scores, Simmons wants to score.
Ooh, Simmons goes down. Lee on the break, all the way underneath. Simmons tripped, and Norristown is going to be bringing back 4 more players. Their starting lineup's going to return to the game. Lever on the move. They've got a foul outside. Foul's on Shaw. Excuse me, that foul must be on number 25, Larry Nelson. Comes Thompson, Ramsey, Flowers, and Johnson coming back into the ball game.
I think the North Penn coach wants a timeout, Jim. During this timeout, maybe I'll tell you this story about Lever and his shoes. It seems there was a game way back where Lever's mother packed his bag for him and packed him 2 different shoes by mistake. And he had such a great game with 2 different shoes that he's decided to go that way ever since.
Maybe his mom did it on purpose. Probably knew he'd do to get him psyched up for the game, and it worked.
As I said, that's the rumor. I'm not sure how valid that is, but that's the rumor going around.
If this were the Philadelphia Eagles, what we'd notice next is every one of their players with a blue shoe and a white shoe to help them out. Eagles have returned their starters, leading Lever in the lineup, but I suspect that this is momentary. I think we're going to see Bolrath and a few more of the Eagles players before very long. Coach Cresswell always empties the bench, gives everybody playing time, and they deserve it. There goes Johnson out of the corner, off the rim. Thompson strong on the boards with a jumper up high, and there's Ramsey. Ramsey scoring his 21st point of the night. Has to be his high game of the year, and it's as we go under the 6-minute mark. Norristown by 25. Kolb on the drive, nice layup. It's going to be a foul, someone with a body. I think it's number 33. Ramsey didn't think he committed the foul, but the official had a big smile on his face, says, "Yes, you did, son." And Ramsey's not disputing it.
What you have to do on that, if you're going to give up the foul, you can't let the man get the shot off. You don't want the 3-point play.
Kolb on the line. He's going to have 2 shots. First one is up and good. Mike Evans has just come back in the game for Kurt Lever, and temporarily the Eagles have their starters back in the ball game. Kolb is ready. Lee and Evans are here chatting in front of us. We'll be talking about where they're going to go get a pizza tonight after the game. There goes the long pass to Johnson, underneath to Thompson. Nice pass. Good block that time by Spencer. Thompson gets the ball back, spins, and puts it in. Eagles 82, North Penn 57, as we come down to the 5-minute and 39-second mark. And there's a 5-second call against North Penn. Norristown's defense again taking its toll. And, you know, some people might accuse the Eagles of rolling up the score, Frank, but I don't think that's the case at all. And I'm in favor of this. This is their defense that they play all year. And if you're getting ready for the districts, as they are with just the 2 games next week, you've got to go with what you know you're going to use as you move into that competition.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, Jim. You can't sympathize with the other team and take yourself out of your own game plan. If the Eagles, their standard defense is full court press, they have to stay at it. They don't want to get into any bad habits by doing something else just to keep the score from getting any higher.
With that foul shot, Mike Evans has his 10th point, and that puts all 5 Eagles scores into double figures. Another point that we've mentioned often, Norristown has balance this year. They don't look to just any one player. And if somebody is off, other players can pick them up. The only game where that didn't hold up was where the entire team went off in that PW game. And of course, PW shot the lights out that night. But the Eagles' strong suit in these games has been how they can take turns scoring. Thompson has been high scorer. Johnson and Flowers have taken turns. Evans had a 3 or 4 game stretch. And tonight we see Crease Ramsey lighting up the nets. Eagles moving up court with Binky Johnson on the right-hand dribble. Looks toward the basket. There's Evans with a long shot, and it's good for a 3. 86-57 Norristown. And I think you can expect to see the non-starters coming. We've got to get a name for this second team. Glenn, you've got to help us with it. I don't know what we call them. Bomb squad, maybe? But that's an often used name. You came through with the sneakers, Glenn. Your next assignment is we want a nickname for this group of people coming off the bench. They're not bench warmers by any stretch of the imagination. And for our next Tuesday game, we expect the name.
Well, as we said many times before, the Norristown second 5 would be a starting team at many schools.